White pristine beaches, an emerald blue ocean, and a football track record that is deep in the red. Welcome to Football in Anguilla. Hello and welcome to Footour, your football world trip around the globe. I'm your host Björn, and today we take a closer look on one of FIFA's smallest members, Anguilla. Mostly known for the picture-perfect sand beaches, expensive resorts, and to be a tax haven for the ultra-rich, Anguilla's football never really made worldwide headlines. The Caribbean island is considered to be one of the weakest national selections in the FIFA family. Currently, they are ranked second last in the worldwide FIFA rankings. But if your pool of players relies on roughly 14,000 residents, that's no big surprise. Football isn't the most popular sport on the island. That title goes to another classical British sport, cricket. A lot of similarities to the American Samoa episode from several weeks ago. A small island that is an overseas territory, football isn't the most popular sport with the residents, but nevertheless, the local football enthusiasts try everything to make the sport bigger and to become better. So, let's start with a short look on the historic development of football in Anguilla. The beautiful game was first introduced to the island's residents by the founders of football themselves, the British. And even though Anguilla is a British overseas territory and the first settlers arrived around 1650, it took some time for football to kick off. First only played in a recreational kind of way, the Anguillans began to bring some structure into the game in the early 1990s, with the foundation of the Anguilla Football Association, the governing body of football on the island. The AFA was founded in 1990 and is a CONCACAF member since 1994 and a FIFA member since 1996. In the same year they joined the CFU, the Caribbean Football Union, a sub-federation of CONCACAF that organizes tournaments on regional and on club level. For example, the Caribbean Champions League or the Caribbean Club Shield. The first international match under the Anguillan flag was played 5 years before the official foundation of the AFA in 1985, when Anguilla lost to the British Virgin Islands 0-1. The highest victory is a 4-1 against Montserrat in 2001. The highest defeat is 0-15 against Trinidad and Tobago in a friendly match in 2019. One of many double-digit defeats Anguilla had to suffer in its history. With 8 victories, 6 draws and 68 defeats, the overall track record of Anguilla leaves some room to improve. To this date, Anguilla never qualified for a World Cup or the Gold Cup, the American Caribbean equivalent to the European Championship. Normally, their campaigns end in the early qualification stages, which causes some trouble for the development of the Anguillan football, since they are forced to sit down and relax while the neighboring countries still compete in official tournaments and gain practical experience, a pivotal advantage when it comes to competitive football. The installation of the CONCACAF Nations League in 2019 might bring some room to improve, since Anguilla now gets more guaranteed games on a competitive level. But success for the Anguillan football isn't defined by just results. Its focus lies on the development of grassroots football, to increase the acceptance of the sport with the local youth and to improve Anguilla's football step by step. And when it comes to the aesthetics, Anguilla already is world class. Just take a look at those beautiful jerseys made by Stimulus Athletics. The American manufacturer designed a custom jersey for the national selection with a unique look. The team colors of orange, white and light blue are a perfect combination to work with, and Stimulus definitely made a great job. So now, let's check out the domestic competitions of Anguilla. Anguilla has one domestic league, the Anguilla Senior Male League, and it currently consists of 11 teams. First played out in 1997, the league is considered to be non-professional until today. Even though the clubs represent different areas of the island, every match is played at the same venue, the only stadium on the island, the Raymond Guichard Technical Center. Roaring Lions FC is a record champion with 8 league trophies, followed by Kicks United with 5 championships. Spartans International was the first league champion in 1997. The league champion gets a chance to qualify for the CFU Caribbean Club Shield, a regional tournament to determine the participants of the CONCACAF Cup, the equivalent to UEFA's Europa League. No Anguillan club registered to participate to this point though. I assume the travel expenses are too costly for the individual clubs. Next to the league we have the AFA President's Cup, the national cup competition that is first played out in the group stage. The 2 group winners face each other in the final, while the runners-up of each group battle out the match for the 3rd place. Let's check out some of the Anguillan players. Anguilla's national team does not consist of professionals. Almost every player relies on a day job. No matter if banker, IT specialist or regular worker, the players of the Anguillan national team are regular chaps like you and me, who don't get paid for kicking the ball. They do it for the passion. In the last years, the AFA increased its scouting in the United Kingdom to find players of Anguillan origin. Even though they didn't find players on Premier League, Championship or even League 1 or League 2 level, they found players in the lower divisions of the English League pyramid. Recently, 6 players from England got the call to represent Anguilla, and they all play in the lower tiers of the 9th and 10th level of England. That might not sound impressive to you, it's very likely that you play on a higher level, but the addition of the players brought a fresh injection into the national team, and they brought a more professional mindset back to Anguilla. Some notable players of the national teams are Jermaine Hughes. He was the youngest player ever to represent Anguilla in the young age of 15. He even got an invitation to participate in the Caribbean trials of the MLS clubs, but didn't gain the attention of the scouts. Now he's back on the island and plays for Roaring Lions. Ryan Liddy is the most capped player with 31 matches played for Anguilla. The goalkeeper now is 40 years old, and the younger generation of goalkeepers is hot to challenge his position between the posts. He even plays for domestic side Roaring Lions. And to complete the Roaring Lions trio, we have to mention Capel Bettes. The forward played 70 matches for Anguilla and managed to score 5 goals to this point. That's it for the players. Now let's have a look on the football infrastructure on the island. With a capacity of 1,100 seats, the Raymond Guichard Technical Center in Anguilla's biggest settlement, the Valley, is the only stadium on the island. The facility is used for the domestic league matches and games of the national teams. With the help of the FIFA Forward program, Anguilla plans to install more pitches on the island in the not so distant future. Hopefully that will improve the acceptance of the sport because more playable pitches are desperately needed throughout the island. Fan culture, like we know it from the European terraces, isn't established in Anguilla. You won't find wild and rowdy scenes on the stands. It's more like watching your friends and family members playing a competitive match against the neighbors from the other islands. Anguilla's football is a small niche and is not expected to blow up in the next years. The lack of a proper football infrastructure is the biggest challenge the AFA has to task. The development of grassroots football is already done properly, and maybe Anguilla can harvest the fruits in the next decade. There are certain things you have to address, especially towards the Anguillan Federation. Several domestic teams folded from the league in the past because they saw no room for development in the tight corset the Anguilla football is. And several club officials complained about the lack of willingness to improve the situation by the AFA. No team participated on the continental stage like the Caribbean Club Shield. I mean, what do you expect from teams that are more like selections of friends who formed a team to play together? Should they pool their private money to cover the traveling costs? I don't think so. The federation should support the clubs that qualified on domestic level. But at the end, we can all break it down to one point: fundings. Small federations like the AFA have to pinch pennies in almost every aspect of daily life. Alright guys, that's it for the Anguilla episode. Stay tuned for the next one. We just have to hop some islands a little to the southeast. Antigua and Barbuda wants to be discovered. My name is Björn, this is Footour. Have a nice day.